Hey folks, Landstryder here, and welcome back to another episode of Horizons. This pack's available on the Feed the Beast launcher. And today, first, I'm going to go show you the outcome of the generator and what we had to do, or what I had to do to make it work all together. And then we're going to blast off to the asteroid belt, and we're going to be building something special up there. I'm not going to reveal it just yet. You'll get to see it once we get up there. But we are going to be using schematic mod, and it is going to be a schematic that was originally created by somebody else. And I left a guy's name on the schematic so that I wouldn't forget. But we'll get to that in a little bit. First of all, Darnell is going to load up the rocket, because this has inventory? No. Yes?
No.
Okay, we're going to load up the storage modular tablet with all kinds of wool and materials.
Yes.
That is going to be necessary to build that thing when we get up there. But first, let me go and quickly show you the generator, because I promised at the end of the last video, since we didn't quite get it done, that I would show you what the final build looks like at the beginning of this one. So let's take a quick look. So here we go. There's the tree farm. You've seen that last time. We got the chopper. I'm using ruby axes. The ruby axes are being created by this crafter over here, which then shoves those down, or gets pulled out by this hopper and put into this item router, which is connected via inventory cable over to the bottom of the chopper, which is set to the input side. The bottom is set as an input. Now, since the item router is also connected back to the crafter via the hopper, another inventory, it does end up putting the ruby axes back into these slots over here. So if I wanted to make sure that the ruby axes never ended up in those slots in the first place, I would have needed to put some sticks or some rubies in those slots. So be aware that when you're using the item router, and you're telling it to put items into blocks, this is currently in output mode, it will attempt to output to every inventory that it is actually connected to, which includes the crafter, right? In this configuration, I don't think there's any actually way to do that otherwise, unless you set a block filter. There's some filters and things that can be used with these item routers. The main reason I use that is because I found that to actually be the easiest way to get just one axe into that slot without having a backstuff pipe or something like that. Probably could have used the mechanism pipes, but I've used that before and in other places, and I wanted to show something new. So item from the Router Reborn, there's kind of an intro to it. It's fairly simple once you kind of figure it out. This basically only has input and output mode. You're either shoving items into it via a hopper or pipe, and then it will sort those out into connected inventories, or it's pulling items out of all the connected inventories and then can be pulled out of via pipe or hopper. Yeah, I think that kind of explains it. And then I also got to using this wireless block extender. So this block is connected to the diamond chopper over here. Because the output side of the diamond chopper is actually the top. So to get items out of it, I have to pull them out of the top of that. Now you can see I've got nothing connected to the top of it, but I have something connected to the top of this block. And you can actually configure all that in here. You can change the side of the block that it's interacting with remotely via this interface here. And there's some other things you can do, how much maximum size, and whether you're doing a whitelist or blacklist for those things it's supposed to pull out, unfiltered extraction. Anyway, I didn't really have to change any of these settings. All I had to do is bind it to that block and then connect a relocator to the top of it with a extractor module in it. That's what that red bar is, and it will automatically pull stuff out of there. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to go ahead and remove a stack of those oak saplings, and it should, there it goes, start throwing things out and putting them into the crusher. I'm actually going to remove some of the biofuel too, so that will go ahead and do something. So the biofuel is meant to go into here, and you can see I have sawdust in here, and I'll explain that in just a second. The reason for that, I'll put that back in there. And you see I also got an ender chest here with items being pulled out and pushed into there. Once I got all this system set up, and I got one more thing to explain about what that thing is right there. The Ender Energy Distributor. this is how we're getting power into this, because you can see there's no power cable connected to this, but it's running off an RF engine, which is getting power via the Ender energy distributor, which allows you to send power wirelessly to nearby blocks. I don't think it goes too far. Originally I had it over here, which was just a little bit too far away. I think it might be 8 blocks of a range. It's not an incredibly large range. But then I think it can also, if there was other machines directly connected to this machine, so like if you had a row of machines, you would only need, I think you would only need to connect it to one, and it would work very similar to the way the Router Reborn, it sends items to connected inventories. The energy distributor would send energy to all the other connected machines that would accept energy by only having it tied to the one. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. If this one doesn't work like that, the one that is actually made from the energy distributor definitely does work like that, but it has to be touching a machine, and then it'll send energy to all the other machines touching that, and as far down the line as it'll go, that will accept RF. Okay, so that's how we're getting power into that. So really we only got one connection, it's to the bottom, and then the other thing, two things, we're pulling out items wirelessly and we're sending energy wirelessly. Get that to work. Now the problem I had with this is once I got it all set up and running and basically stabilized, let it run for a little bit, discovered that it doesn't produce enough power to keep up with our standard demand. So at the time, our standard demand was around 750 RF, and it wasn't keeping up with that. So the 5x5 tree farm in here wasn't keeping up with it. Now in my test world, I had an open area above it and sun, so I was getting more taller trees. I think the trees are growing a little bit faster thanks to the natural sunlight, and I was getting a little bit higher power throughput out of the system. So this didn't work. This isn't enough. This is not enough power. So what I did is, instead of using that to get my carbon, I switched over to using sawdust. If you remember, I was using sawdust to make paper and converting that paper back into more EE value over here via this system. Now I have since switched this system up, and now I am only taking the sticks from these 4 precision sawmills. I added 3 more sawmills to the system, and now I have 1 sawmill making planks and 4 sawmills making sticks, and all of the extra sawdust goes into this ender chest. Well, actually the sticks and the sawdust go in here, and then the sticks get pulled back out with this logistical sorter and split up between the 2 condensers like they used to be. So I'm still generating EE with this, and I think this is actually faster than before because I'm using 3 extra sawmills maximum speed. Unfortunately, sawmills don't have a factory version, or this would be even more crazy. But there we go. That's why I did that. But now, this is running continuously in here. So this will continuously, if it was allowed to make syngas at full production rate, would be 5 millibuckets per tick. So this will produce up to 5 millibuckets per tick if the demand is great enough. Now for this generator can't really use that much at a time. I think the maximum usage on this is around 2.5. So I could actually have 2 generators this size off of this one syngas producer and produce around 5,000 RF a tick before I would reach the capacity of the production of syngas that I got going on now. But now that I'm using the sawdust in that whole system over there, this will continuously run forever. This will continuously, I increased the number of turbines on this by quite a bit, especially since I added the sawmills. The sawmills kicked this up another like 500 RF per tick to do this, but it's still an energy positive system. I'm still making a lot more energy than I'm using in these things. So anyway, I want to just explain that. I'm going to end up taking down that whole system out here, but I wanted to show it to you because it uses some really cool stuff. It does some really cool things. Unfortunately, it doesn't meet the demand of what I built it for. So this is actually going to go away. I'm going to take this out, and I really have no need for it. I don't need oak wood and stuff, because I can easily just make that using E, and that system actually seems to be a little simpler. So that's going to go away, and then I'm just going to be left with this ender chest, feeding sawdust into there, and that'll be it. All the rest of that's going to go away. But there it is. I showed it to you. It's a finished system, and self-sustaining. It would be self-sustaining if you didn't require very much power. I would say that it would be easily capable of continuously producing around 500 RF a tick with that size of a farm. But if you needed more, power than that, I think you would need to go to a bigger farm, bigger tree farm than what we got out there. So, okay, I think it's time to blast off. We got everything set. Well, you're going to be staying behind, right? Because there's only one rocket. We only had enough material to make one of the tier 3 rockets because they're quite expensive. You want to explain to them that process and how expensive it was and such?
Well, it took, you got to make your basic mixed metal, which is heavy metal, which is, your compressed steel, compressed aluminum, and compressed bronze. Then you have to add a piece of compressed meteoric iron to it to get tier 2 heavy metal. And then you have to add a compressed dash to it to get the heavy metal that you need for tier 3. Now, with that being said, you need exactly 33, was it? Yes, 33 pieces of that tier 3 heavy metal. So you can imagine how much metal you got to compress and how much meteor and dash you need.
So yeah, you needed like 33 meteoric iron, 33 dash, and then what was the original heavy is like so you need like 2 stacks of steel, 2 stacks of aluminum, 2 stacks of bronze. Oh no, 4 stacks. 4 stacks of all those materials, because those take 2 ingots per. Ooh, that takes charcoal too. So yeah, lots of materials goes into to building that.
It's 66 compressed steel, 66 compressed aluminum, and 66 compressed bronze, and then 33 compressed meteoric iron and 33 compressed dash.
And there was more meteoric iron used in the boosters. More of those heavy-duty plates used in the...
yeah, the tier 2 heavy-duty plates are used in
the engine itself, and probably in the fins. Yeah, in the fins.
Yep, so
wow, okay.
It's definitely resource intensive, and it can take some time.
The only thing that helped us out that really got those materials for us relatively quickly was I was able to get Dash using the digital miner. We got Dash pretty easily that way, and then I ended up spending a lot of time on the moon while I was waiting to learn the wind's name, which allowed for the meteors to drop in the area. So then later on, when I came back to the computer, I was able to go around and collect all those meteors, and that's how we got the materials for all that. And of course, when I collect the meteors, I always put on my my amulet that gives me double drops from is it amulet? That's a ring. That gives me no, it is an amulet. There it is. Blocks yield more drops, which will cause you to get 2 pieces of meteoric iron instead of 1 from the meteors when you break them. But that's not affected by luck, so you only ever get 2. So it doesn't matter what you break them with either. Okay, so I think I'm ready to blast off. All the materials that I need to build should be in our modular storage tablet to build our initial space station up there. And when I get up there, here we go. When I get up there, you're going to see what it is. So 17. Oh, actually, you can kind of see some of the jet blast coming out the side of the ship down there. If you build this up in the air a little ways, you can actually see the rockets warming up and blasting out the sides. So next time we build one of these platforms, I think it should be up in the air a bit, so we can see that. I bet if we could see inside the ship, we can't. If we could see inside what's going on inside, it's probably it was probably doing a bunch of awesome. Well, this actually has 4 trails of the flame. Oh, for the individual rockets around the sides. Nice. Boosters. And I'm just going to let it go straight up like I usually do. Goes up. This one goes up pretty fast. And there we go. Into the space. And now we can select asteroid belts because we got tier 3. Click it again to zoom in. And it's a red asteroid. And we're going to launch to the asteroid belt. I hope I remember to put my air gas canisters back on. What is going on here? Oh, I'm actually gonna. Am I gonna land on an asteroid? Is it? Do I need to press spacebar or something? No. No, but I do got a skeleton that immediately wants to kick my butt as soon as I get out of this pod. Okay, so let's get out. Nope, that's not the button. Ooh. No, I hate. I'm in third person view. Heck. Ah. Okay. Where'd he go? So we started on an asteroid. And there does seem to be some kind of gravity. Okay, got rid of him. And I assume, let me get something. There should be something. Yeah, I want to get that tier 3 rocket. That was an expensive rocket. I want to get it back. I don't care so much about the extra fuel, but I want to get that rocket back. And there's like little asteroid blocks flying all around and stuff. I wonder if those cause damage to buildings and things. Don't know. Can I fly here? Does my flight work? It does. Okay, cool. So it's not like the space station. You actually can use your creative flight to move around. Ooh, that's good news. So we're at Y188. We might move down a little bit before we build the thing. Let me go ahead and actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to this bigger rock over here, maybe, and set up the teleporters. Maybe I should actually go inside the rock. Inside here. What's inside here? You know what I didn't bring is I don't think I brought any lamps or torches. Can you throw a stack of those lamps from Z-Tones that I like in there? Because you probably can't see nothing except for where there's a couple lights on some of these meteors. You probably can't see nothing going on the video. Not in there yet.
Yeah, but it's coming. Hold on.
Okay. I think what I should do, though, is use the laser. Set that to maybe I think the 5 radius.
They're in there now.
We'll stick to the 1 depth. That way I have a little more control. Okay. They're in there now?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. All right, let's light this. Let's light this area up. That way we have no problem seeing what we're doing. Okay, 1, 2. I'm going to do that. Oh, that actually worked out. Sort of. Sort of, kind of. Yeah, actually did work out. Now that one went too deep. Dang it. Okay. I'll just fill that one bit in. And we can... Gravity definitely is very low here, obviously. And we will put some light in here. There we go. Nicely lit up. Get rid of that. Right there. Asteroid rock is kind of black. It's like a dark gray. We will go ahead and temporarily, for now, do something here to get us some teleport pads so we can get some help from our buddy back on Earth. He would like to get up here and take a look, I'm sure. Oh, mob's coming in. Can you... Oh, actually, I should have extra doors in here. I was going to say, give me a door, but I think I have some extra doors in here that we're not using. That one will work. Hopefully this one isn't controlled by, okay, good, that one doesn't require redstone. Get me a little start of something here. So we're going to go...
Well, I'm working on getting all of our material in there, so we just have to get the material out as we go.
Put the transmitter to the back, the receiver to the front, and the dialer to the side. Yeah, I know. Get as much material as possible. That's a good idea. And if I put this right there, I'll be able to dial, and all I need to do is give this a receiver label thingy right here. I got a couple extra of those. Alright, and then now we need some names. E-T-E-O-R. I'm probably, am I spelling it right? M-E-T-E-O-R? Is that right? Meteor?
M-E-O-T-O-R.
M-E-O-T-O-R? P-E-R? Nah, that ain't okay, we'll just... Nope, I'm gonna leave it public. Just in case. Okay. There we go. Now we got a place to come up. That'll probably get moved into the building, the structure that we're going to build here in a second. And oops, I don't want to put that in there. I wanted to put it in the Galacticraft tab. I don't see where it went. In here. It's in here somewhere. There it is. Put that in the Galacticraft tab. This tab, where we've got all the extra stuff stored. Okay, so wait, I don't know if my aim is bad or if these guys just have a lot more damage or if there's kind of a tick thing not happening, because I mean there's a lot of moving little objects and things up here. So I'm sure that doesn't help the tick rate. Let's get a beacon here, sir. I mean a mark here so I can find it easily later, so I don't get too lost. Waypoint, that's what I'm trying to say. New. Call it the porter for now. Okay, that way I can explore a little bit and see if I can find a good open spot for what I want to build. It's actually really right here. It's not bad. It's pretty open. There's a few blocks. Yeah, this isn't too bad. This isn't too bad at all. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's take a look at what we're going to be building. So we're going to be building the Serenity from the Firefly series. This was originally made by Reflex88. We got this off of the Planet Minecraft forum. So all props to the original creator of this. Not trying to claim anybody else's work. But it was super cool, and it's pretty much to scale. I really liked... Oh, did I miss a side there? I did miss a side there. Whoops. Okay, when I turned it into schematic, I missed a little bit. But that's easy to... I can easily put that in by hand afterwards. Whoops. So we're going to be building this. You can see it's kind of... Yeah, that's what it's supposed to have on the side. We got this side. Yeah. Anyway, when I was turning into schematic, I missed just a couple blocks. Whoops. On the one side of the engine, one of the engines. This is very, very accurate in the inside, I thought, to the original series. So I looked at a couple of different builds of this, different people that had posted builds of this on the internet, and this one was by far, in my opinion, the closest to the original and the closest to actually being in scale with the original. So let's tweak it a little bit. We want to move it just a little bit back, get it away from that. There was an asteroid kind of in the front there, which is yeah. I mean, I think I'm actually going to rotate it Because I don't think it would be facing that direction. I don't think it'd be flying straight at that little asteroid. So if I rotate it once, what direction are we facing? Actually, that's good. I like that. I want to face that direction. I don't know if the sun moves or not. Doesn't look like it. So maybe it'll always be facing the sun, and I think that'll be okay. Doesn't look like that sun's moving. No, it really doesn't. Okay, so I think this is where we're gonna go. You know what I didn't you know, I think we did miss, or what we didn't put in there yet. Angel block. I need an angel block to start. And I promised Dornall that instead of just going crazy like I usually like to do, I just, you know, start going around and placing blocks and letting it just fill in and fill in wherever. I promised Dornall that I would instead use the one layer at a time. So we're going to go switch to layers, and we're going to start with layer 0.
Angel block is in there.
Angel block is in there. Okay, cool. The teleport station's there now. So anytime you're ready.
I still got a bunch of material to put in, so I'm working on getting it done as fast as I can.
Okay, no problem. Angel block. I'm going to get started on this. But I think that once you actually get an idea of what I'm doing here, and then I need to pull out, what is that? The nice thing is you can see that in the upper right, the upper right corner, it's showing me what block I'm facing in the schematic. So the schematic is not part of the pack. It is a mod that we've added afterwards that allows us to quickly and easily create these schematics that we can download from the internet that other people have spent a lot of time and their creativity making. So I don't want to by any means claim that I'm responsible for making these at all. They're definitely not my own creation, but I have used it to create things in creative mode, and then later on build that very quickly and easily in survival mode on a server and stuff. So a good example of that is the space station we built back when we were playing Utopia Resurrection. Right? That's what it was called, right? Utopia Resurrection?
Yes, that was our build.
Yeah, that was all us. That wasn't anybody else's schematic, but we did use Schematica to build the hall. And then if you go back and look at that. Okay, so let me get some wool out of here. I'm going to need a bunch of gray wool. The nice thing about the new Schematica is that I don't need much what is that? That's light gray, okay.
You don't see it in there?
No, I see it. I'm just telling them what I need as I'm looking at it. Gray wool, get some more of it. I can see it. Don't worry. I see it all. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn the printer function on. And this will just basically automatically place blocks. It won't let me place a block that I couldn't normally place, but it will let me place the blocks very quickly and kind of pretty much does it for me. So now I can get rid of that. That goes back in my inventory. And this will allow me to rapidly create this. So I'm not gonna have you guys watch me do this whole thing, but I did want you guys to see how neat and awesome it is. Like if you've got a schematic, if you build something in creative but you want to put it on a server, this works with a server. It doesn't have the mod does not have to be on the server. So this is strictly a client-side mod. It just works by sending packets, the placement of the blocks via packets and stuff. Doesn't need to be on the server is basically what I'm saying. So if you have a server you play on and you want to build something in creative and then go on to your survival server and then use it to create it, I highly recommend this this mod. I do believe that I even might have spotlighted it. Did I spotlight Schematica before?
I don't think we have yet.
Okay. Well, that might be one for me to spotlight because it's a really awesome mod. I like using it. I almost end up adding it to almost every pack that I end up playing. So, okay, guys, I'm gonna probably do the next layer. There we go, next layer. And like I said, I'm not gonna have you guys watch me. If I had a good time lapse mod, unfortunately, the time lapse mod that I like to use has revoked their public use permissions, so I can't use it anymore, unfortunately. So I don't have a good time-lapse mod. So maybe somebody watching this will suggest a good time-lapse mod that's still out there. And I can still download a version of it and use it, but it's no longer supported. What is this? Is that black? What is that? That's 15. That's black. Okay. Yeah, so if anybody wants to suggest a good time-lapse mod that I could use, I'd be happy to take that suggestion, because I'd love to get back to making some time-lapses of these big builds like this. Especially this, because, you know, I'm placing the blocks so fast that it would work out pretty awesome to do a time-lapse of it. But anyway, I'm going to be placing blocks like this for a while, and I'll be back at the end of the video just to show you, give you a tour through the final product.
Okay, folks, we got it done, and let's take a tour of it. I wanted to give you the full experience, so we're going to start down here. We're going to teleport up and go look through it. Alright, so we're still got the receiving little area here over in the meteor, so we keep that the way it is. And there she is, the Serenity. So I think we're going to probably need to put some lights on the outside of it just to kind of make it so you can see it a little bit better. But right now, it looks pretty nice. Now there's one little spot that I haven't finished because I accidentally cut off this side of this engine over here when I was making the schematic. But it is kind of nice because you can see what's inside. So you can see what's inside the engine there. The other side's pretty much the same. We got the little shuttles. Both sides have the little shuttle bay. Shuttle 1 and Shuttle 2. And again, this is not my schematic. This is it's Reflex 88 on planetminecraft.com. This is where I got that schematic. So come on inside. Dornell went ahead and put all the signs with all the text on them, so that's pretty cool. Lots of little quotes from the series. Don't tell them what I did. I think that's a river quote. Remember this one. There's all kinds of quotes throughout, and a couple of them is just kind of telling you what things are here. This is the med bay. See. Patch up my crew. Back here we got Simon's room, Shepherd book, and up here we've got River's room and an empty guest room. This is shiny. The quotes definitely put this schematic over the top for coolness. It's super cool. So up here we've got Ilaria's shuttle. You got a nice double bed and lots of red curtains all around it. And then over here we've got Shuttle Bay 2. Shuttle Bay 2 didn't have an occupant. It's for rent. No whores. The other way, that's the other way to the bridge. We come up here. And up here we've got the engine room. Back here where Keely's hammock is at. Going on a year now, and that was one of the best. That was one of the best quotes from the series, I think. Yeah. I'll just look at it. Yeah, that's another good quote. I hear the words, "That's fine," will come out your mouth and one more time, and they truly will be. Great quotes from the series. I aim to misbehave. That's okay. Maybe that one's the best quote. Storage lockup is just a little closet here. Please don't make me sleep again. That's a River quote. There's Galley. Whoa. Gravity. Low gravity. Change generous share. Okay. No grenades. To the cargo bay. Where does this go? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that there was a back way into there. Okay. That's good. I bet we put this together. I didn't even see all the bits of it. So each one of these is the crews down here. Legs. Definitely the legs. Zoe and Wash's room. Jane, the hero of Canton's room. This should be like filled with guns. Like there should be guns in all these chests and shelves and stuff. I have to put all my guns in there. Maintenance. This just kind of, both of these go to the same place, just down to here. Little place where there'd be some life supports and other gizmos. This is where the hard way or the other way comes up out. And there we go. There's comes up into here. And we might put some systems. I haven't put any systems in this yet at all, like any oxygen sealers or anything like that yet. It's the armory. You never see this in the series, so I guess that's why you doesn't have any detail in there. It's just a room. And finally, the bridge. Miranda. That was the planet they were trying to find. That River was always dreaming about. And then there's this land. The Wash's imaginary place where he plays his dinos. Okay, so yeah, we got it all done. Let's still got to put some systems in it and plumb it with electric and all that stuff and get our whatever we're gonna do up here. But I wanted to show it to you exactly as it comes. Exactly as we put it together as the original author of this schematic had it, because it's really cool, especially with all the quotes and stuff. And you thank Darnell for putting all the signs into it, because I wasn't going to put the signs up at all, and he decided he was going to go through and put all the signs in, because Schematica won't do that for you automatically. Won't even place them. But yeah, so you got to go through, place them, and put the text on them. So he did that. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Be sure to leave a like, a comment, and a thumbs up if you did. And until next time, I will catch you later.